Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous, with me, Bregaton. Let's speak to our companions and allies. We will win. If not us, then who? I say the hell of the time at work. After what I've been through, the demons cannot deter me. The battle ahead of you, champion, will be the most difficult of all. Feel the fate of Galarian in your hands. Happy to be of service. May Shaylin brighten and vivify your day. The golem gives threshold an appraising look and adds, "This place is not at all attractive." The hour of grief will come soon, but now is the hour of battle. I lived my whole life for this moment. This is a fine position. As soon as they show their faces, we'll incinerate them. Alright, let's level up Galfrey. First we'll look at her class. So no background. Worship's Iamade, which we've seen before. A critical focus we've seen. Extra lay on hands we have not seen, but it's pretty straightforward. A benefit, you can use your lay on hands ability 2 additional times per day. Special, you can gain extra lay on hands multiple times. Its effects stack. Improved critical longsword. Improved initiative. Power attack. Dazzling display. Toughness. Weapon focus longsword. She's a paladin, of course, so paladin proficiencies, alignment restriction. We've seen all this stuff on my paladin. So we don't need to read that again. Equipment-wise, pretty straightforward. The Beacon of Innocence. This weapon is a +2 Holy Evil Outsider Bane Cold Iron Longsword. We can do better than that. I do think that Sela would prefer to have Radiance. But thematically, it's more likely that Sela would use the Sword of Sithud versus Galfrey. Alright. Let's level up, then we'll worry about equipping her spells. Alright, so let's just go Paladin the whole way. No reason to change that. And these don't really matter going forward either. Cornigan Smash, sure. A ton of charisma, though. Actually, I do like Challenge Evil. Blessed Weapon. The Veils. So she has such a high charisma, I could use her to cast more spells. I'll rock that for now. I don't have much more equipment on my person for her, unfortunately. But something's better than nothing. Oh, I could take it from somebody else, actually. Fire resist might be worth it. Rushlai will be standing behind for this fight, by the way. That's probably good enough. I don't think she's going to go down anyway. Some bracers wouldn't be a bad idea. Don't need trickery, though. I should probably buy some stuff from the merchants here. Not that it's a huge deal either way. Alright, that's probably fine.
I'm gone.
We're gonna step real quick, make sure that Galfrey has her spells. Just real quick, what does she have? Not a whole lot. Alright. Let's start with Woljif.
Chief, is there any chance, even a tiny one, that we can just, call this whole thing off now and go home?
Woljif is nervously biting his nails, and his tail is swishing from side to side, stirring up clouds of dust.
Before, I would have just made a run for it, but I can't do that now. Something is holding me back, and I really don't like the thought of leaving you high and dry. See what you turned me into?
Woljif sighs. Have I turned into a hero, maybe?
If you want to send me to the front line, I ain't going, so don't even try that hero stuff on me. I'm gonna fight because I don't want to die. And because we're kind of friends now. And don't you go getting yourself killed either. I can't stand being sad, so just don't do that to me.
Woljif shoots you a doubtful look. Everything will be fine. And if it isn't, well, it was nice knowing you.
Uh-huh. Likewise. Well, come on. What are you standing around for? Go and command this crusade of yours. Let's try to wrap this up quick.
So I like that line, but I feel like it's not taken as lighthearted as I tried to deliver it as. Woljif swallows and turns away.
That reminds me. The Thiefling's merchandise is still at your disposal. So don't be afraid to ask if you find yourself in need of something.
We do it my way.
Are these new? I don't think they are. Maybe it is. So bracers of balance. The wearer of these bracers gets a +5 bonus to CMD and a +5 bonus to CMB. If the wearer was knocked prone, the wearer makes a Fortitude saving throw DC 23. On a successful save, the wearer is no longer prone. Acrobat's footwear. These boots allow its wearer to stand up without provoking an attack of opportunity. Doesn't come up very often, though. I was using the Earthbreaker that knocked everybody back and knocked them prone, including allies. That could be useful. A Master Fencer's Sword. This +4 anarchic dueling sword allows its wielder to add half their rank of mobility skill as a bonus to damage rolls on critical hits and attacks of opportunity. That's really good. A Trailblazer's Armor. This +4 leather armor grants its wearer a +10 competence bonus on perception checks and a +3 bonus to maximum dexterity. Untyped. far as I can tell. Screaming Reaper. Whenever the wielder of this +4 vicious double axe lands a killing blow on an enemy, all enemies in a 15-foot area suffer 46 sonic damage and become frightened for 1 round. Successful will saving throw, DC 27 halves the damage and negates fear. Seasoned Assassin's Armor. While wearing this +4 studded armor, you have total concealment against all ranged attacks, weapon, and touch. Whenever you receive a critical hit from a ranged attack, you gain DR10 for 1d3 rounds. However, receiving a critical hit in melee combat makes you prone for 1 round. Without a saving throw. Electric Rose. Whenever the wielder of this +5 Elder Greater Shock Psi lands a sneak attack, the enemy must pass a Fortitude saving throw of DC 30 or become paralyzed for 3 rounds. And Panther's Grace. This +5 studded armor grants its wearer a +15 competence bonus on stealth skill checks, as well as a +4 competence bonus on reflex saving throws. Let's go and buy that for Greyboar. That should be good on Greyboar. Alright, let's talk to Greyboar. Speaking of.
Not a bad spot to end this war. Formidable, menacing. It has a certain style about it.
Taking an unhurried puff of his pipe, Greyboar eyes the fortress with satisfaction.
Seeing as our contract is coming to an end, Commander, let me just say that you are the most impressive client I've ever had the pleasure to work with. And a highly lucrative pleasure it's been, too.
Let me try whatever it is you've been smoking all this time. I like how Sela makes a check for me. A pungent, but not wholly unpleasant aroma assaults your nostrils as your lungs fill with hot smoke. You bring the full force of your will to bear against a sudden urge to cough, and smoothly hand Greyboar's prized possession.
It's strong stuff, from Garand. What do you think?
Greyboar accepts his pipe back from you, holding it like it's a priceless treasure. Not bad tobacco you've got there.
Of course. It's worth its weight in gold. It's one of my little weaknesses that I refuse to give up.
Greyboar nods in satisfaction. You don't regret taking me up on my offer?
Of course not. Where else would I have had so many adventures? Besides, it's thanks to you that I've been able to add so many accomplishments to my service record, which will boost my rates in the future. You know, it's jobs like this, the ones that are both fun and pay well, that make me love what I do.
Don't tell me you've crawled right into the maw of the abyss for the sake of gold.
Well, it sure wasn't in the name of Iomade. Of course, money's not the be-all and end-all. You dimwits need someone with a clear head on your side, someone to watch your back. I know how you hero types love sacrificing yourselves at the drop of a hat.
Greyboar struggles to maintain his deadpan expression. His mouth breaks into a smile despite his efforts. Well, time is money. We shouldn't squander it.
Now you're talking. Why don't you show me who it is we need to kill to win this war? Aurilu Vorlesh? I'll wish that lady sweet dreams with unalloyed pleasure.
This is it. The last fortress. It's been a long road from the river city to here. We walked and walked and walked along the road, and suddenly, there's no more road.
Ember smiles her familiar, carefree smile at you. Are you ready for battle?
Nobody is ready. It will be scary, very scary. In the last fortress, all the lies will end, and the truth will rise. It's scary, but it's good.
Truth? Lies? What are you talking about?
Nobody knows what will happen next. People are afraid of the future, so that's why they make it up. They lie to themselves so it's not so scary. They convince themselves and others of the things they make up. But one day the future will come. The story ends, for better or worse. When everything's already happened, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. And there's no reason to lie.
What are you gonna do when the war's over?
People used to call me a fool, a vagrant, and a beggar. Now they call me holy. It's so strange. because I'm just an ordinary little girl. But do you know what's bad? I can see that some people are afraid of me. And some come to me and ask me if I'll punish other people for them. It's all so silly. It would probably be best if I go away somewhere, to a place where nobody knows me. They won't be afraid, they won't revere me, they won't ask me to work miracles. We've been on a long journey together, but it's at an end now. When we win, a new journey will begin.
Ember sighs. Let's go. It's time to fight.
Hear that, Soot? It's time.
The crow looks at you with his clever black eyes and caws loudly.
I am calculating the likelihood of your victory. Taking into consideration the fortifications of Threshold, the long period it has been under demon control, and Aureliu Vorlesh, who is personally overseeing the defense, I would give the Crusaders a 30% chance of success at most.
With brows furrowed, and he was feverishly writing something on a crumpled piece of paper, she looks up at you and sighs.
Of course, the presence of an illustrious scholar of Golarion in your ranks, meaning me, immediately increases your chances by 5%.
Are you afraid?
Fear is an unproductive emotion that typically gets in the way of a good experiment. And I have never indicated that I do not support my loyal follower in his battle against the demons. I simply calculated your chances of success.
Whatever our chances, I'm not backing down. Leroy Jenkins didn't back down with a 33.3%, repeating of course, chance of success.
If you win, I'll make sure to mention you in my encyclopedia. Aha! With that as an incentive, your chances have increased by 5%. Consider this my contribution to your victory.
Nina scratches her nose with her pencil. Yeah, it's been a pretty funny reference that they said, or she said 33.3%, repeating of course.
My last battle. We win or we die. Either way, I'll never pick up a weapon again.
Trevor runs his finger along the blade of his weapon. What are you going to do after we win?
I'm going home. It's been so long.
This is your chance to get revenge on the demons.
My chance. I've thought a lot about this over the last few days. I don't want revenge anymore. I just want all this to be over.
Trevor falls silent and looks you in the eye. Are you sure you want to fight in this battle? You've earned a rest.
No, I can't rest yet. Celsia will be fighting. That means I will be too.
Are you ready? Then to battle.
To battle. For the last time.
Follow if you dare.
Battle for the last time. Rilo Vorlesh. I wish that lady sweet dreams the unalloyed pleasure. Alright, this is repeating their last lines. Except for him.
I'm off.
Oh, sorry, Soziel?
There it is. The Citadel, the Demon Army. You know, I expected it to be formidable and fearsome. Something that would make me quake in terror. But now that I am standing at its gates, I'm surprised at how little fear I feel. Do not mistake this for bravado. Our enemies are dangerous, but no more than that. We have traveled to the heart of the Abyss, and back again. Now we are home, on our own territory. This time, let it be the invaders who quake in terror.
The cleric laughs bitterly.
When I set out for war, I imagined that I would find Trevor and together we would fight the demons, shoulder to shoulder. Fate has a caustic sense of humor. My dream came true, but not at all as I imagined. The reality of war shattered many of my romantic notions. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that he is here with us. And today we will win, all of us together.
What are you going to do after we win?
I will go home to Endoran. I will lay down my weapon and never pick up another so long as I live. Save a knife for cutting grapevines. I will serve the goddess in our old temple. And when the peasant children come to pepper me with questions about the crusade, I will do my utmost to make sure that my stories give none the idea that there is anything beautiful or romantic about war.
The wistful expression on his face gives way to a pained grimace. You've changed so much since we first met.
I had to. If I had a choice, I probably would have stayed the same naive little boy I was before the war. The boy who had never killed, who had never been to the abyss, who had never buried those with whom he had sat around a campfire only the night before. Even so, when I set out to join this war, my head was full of so many romantic notions, more than usual for a naive little boy. But life found a way to shatter those most thoroughly.
Social size. Are you ready? Then to battle.
Ready. Let us drive the demons all the way back to the abyss!
At last, this irksome crusade is drawing to a close.
Darren's smile reveals nothing beyond his usual genteel insouciance.
All right. It hasn't been that irksome. All in all, it was a fine adventure. And the company was more than adequate. The most important outcome of today, of course, will be that I shall be immortalized in works of art depicting the Fifth Crusade as the most attractive crusader.
I see you're not afraid of the fight ahead. It's only a battle against the worst horrors of the world wound, after all.
Perhaps I should reconsider. No. Others can be afraid. But I know who our leader is and what he is capable of. I have never seen you fail to rise to a challenge, no matter how impossible. So leave me and my optimism be. We will win. If anyone should be afraid, it is the wretches inside Threshold.
Well then, onward to victory.
And to the victory feast, I trust?
Greetings. Allow me to congratulate you on leading the armies of the Fifth Crusade to its decisive confrontation.
Reginald is standing with his hands behind his back, his eyes fixed on the fortress. His usual implacable demeanor has acquired an air of solemnity, and his yellow eyes gleam on his pale face.
Excellent. At last, a real achievement and a genuine chance of victory.
Reginald permits himself a satisfied nod. Here we are at Threshold. The final battle and the resolution of the Worldwound problem is at hand. Are you happy?
I suppose I am. Being happy is not in my nature, but for the first time in years, I feel something akin to that emotion. It would be interesting to analyze what I experience when I see the criminal Aurilu Vorlesh defeated, the demons ousted, and the world wound closed at last. It promises to be an exceptional moment.
A rare note of contemplation appears in Reginald's voice. It's been an honor to fight alongside you, Reginald.
And for me as well, Commander. For me as well.
Reginald offers you a sharp salute. It's time. Get ready for a bitter fight.
I am always ready.
Reginald nods gravely.
I do what I must.
So this is it then? Threshold. A grubby little spot, isn't it? Looking around, I'm thinking to myself, maybe if we'd built it somewhere else, not in this god's forsaken hole, somewhere nicer, maybe than Aurilu, curse her name, wouldn't have revolted. Maybe there would have been no invasion. But anyway, what's the use in wondering? Well, War Chief, are you ready? Ready to thrash all these Fae and Oglins and other Puxies? Ready to boot that king of the grasshoppers back to his magical beetle land?
Maybe it would have been better never to build... Yeah, did I read that right? Yeah. Maybe it would have been better never to build Threshold at all.
But then, what would we have done with all the witches and mages?
Nothing. To be free to live in peace.
Maybe you're right. If we didn't bother them, they wouldn't bother us. Folk live like that in other countries with no problems at all. And they don't have world wounds opening up on them. And then, if you think about it, mages aren't the problem. Problem's them Oglins and Fae that were chomping at the bit to get into our world. Without Aurilu, Daskari, that dirty bug, would have just found other allies. Like my worthless brother.
Ulbrich spits on the ground. After all this time, you can at least try to remember that we're fighting against demons, not Fae.
Still not long enough for me to know the difference between all the kinds of foul creatures. Remembering their names isn't my job. My job's beating them so hard they don't remember their own.
What are you going to do after we win?
What am I not going to do? That's the easier question. In war, there's only two things you can do. Kill and die. In times of peace, there's no end to the things a man can do. I think I'll head to Gundren. After all their hardships, they could do with my help.
And now we fight.
Fight! Ah! For Sarkoris! For the Oles clan! For the war chief!
Ulbrich lets out a long battle cry.
There it is. The heart of the wound. The source of all the evil that has been wrought here over the last 100 years. It all began here. And we will end it here. If Aurilu Voralesh had never opened the world wound, I would never have ended up on Galarian. I would never have met Desna. Or you. I would never have embarked on the path of good.
Ursulai's words are stirring, but there is no zeal in her voice, only sorrow.
This invasion has killed so many innocent people, but it has also led to my redemption. It means my freedom has been bought with thousands of innocent lives. But I will do everything in my power to help you close this abomination, so that no one else has to die.
You defeated the Abyss within yourself. After such a feat, running its armies will be a breeze.
I did not do it alone. You have led your army to victory, and me to my dream.
Ursulai smiles. Now you're shouldering the guilt for all the victims of the invasion. Isn't that too much for one Ursulai to handle?
It's not about guilt. It's just that I am ashamed to take any joy in my freedom, knowing that this terrible war was the cause of it. Everyone would have been better off if the world wound had never been opened. But then I would have remained a monster. Perhaps one day I will atone for all the evil I did. But it took a far greater evil to make my redemption even possible.
What are you going to do after we win?
I now have a dream of my own. I will pursue it.
A wistful smile plays on her lips. Are you ready? Then to battle.
I am ready. Let the abyss tremble in fear.
Hey! Well, are we gonna stick it to the demons one last time?
Sela salutes you. Have you thought about what you're going to do after we win?
I don't know yet. I'll probably go back to being a knight errant, going wherever the road takes me, helping folk where I can. But let's win first, and we can talk about that later.
Sela shrugs. You're a true friend, Sela. It's been an honor fighting shoulder to shoulder with you.
Back at you, friend. So, are we going to crush some demons? It's time to show them the door once and for all!
Sela squeezes his shoulder for a moment. At the gates of Threshold, the darkness is dense and viscous, like a brew in a cauldron. The darkness seems to devour all light pouring in from outside. But the danger lies not only within. The companions who don't take it to the final battle will remain here to guard the approach to Threshold, and they must be ready to fight as well. Look into the darkness. Thank you, repair this area on the Azada Mythic Path. I never actually played Azada all the way to the end. I went Legend. For a moment you think you can see blurred silhouettes inside, but then you realize that it was just your eyes playing tricks on you. Whatever is lurking in this darkness, and now lies low waiting for you. Enter the fortress. All melee party. Heck yeah. The dream team. 3 paladins marching on Threshold. What a sight to behold. I think we'll just buff up and then probably wrap it up here. There's a lot of conversating. And then next time we should just push through to the end.
I am never wrong.
With one backtrack. That's to speak to the storyteller after we find the last Elven notes, assuming that I found them all up to this point. I think it is a testament to this game's writing that I have a very hard time picking a favorite companion. I don't like companions in this game. They're all nuanced enough to where they're all just fantastic companions. Where in like Kingmaker, I could easily pick a couple favorites out of the bunch.
A bright future awaits us. Adayana, Ona, Adayana, Ona, Adayana, Inimosi, Tradisi. Ona, Adayana. Inimosi, Tradisi. Ona, Adayana. Matritium Turinos. Matritium Turinos. Inimosi, Tradisi. Amranda Gratior. Inimosi, Tradisi. Inimosi, Tradisi.
I feel more alive than ever.
Now we gotta clear this junk out real quick. Let's do mythic ranks real quick. Starting from the beginning. Wait, what is it called? A last stand, not live. Power attack mythic. Thundering blows. Maybe flawless attacks. Focused longsword. Unrelenting assaults. Destructive shockwave. Inspirational leader is thematic, though we already have it, and it doesn't stack, right? Doesn't say it doesn't stack. Yeah, let's do Mythic Resolve. None of these really stand out to me. Yeah, still always a chance, I guess.
Please spare the honorifics.
Inimosi, Tradisi. Inimosi, Tradisi. Ona, Adayana. Inimosi, Tradisi. Inimosi, Tradisi. Inimosi, Tradisi.
I will lend you my aid.
Oh, that's right, he has the magic. It's cool as well. Nope.
Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Aborane sentes. Aborane sentes. Aborane sentes. Aborane sentes. Inimosi travisi. Amranda. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Inimosi travisi. Inimosi travisi. Inimosi travisi. Stagioni sabitur. Stagioni sabitur. Stagioni sabitur. Stagioni sabitur. Stagioni sabitur. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana.
Actually, resist from cold would be better. Protection from cold would be better. So fight a bunch of those Galu Stormcallers, and they have Cone of Cold. Which is a pretty nasty spell.
Who, me?
Yes. Ha. E. Riti. Wolash. Na. Eya. Ora. 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 Ha. E. Riti.
I'm gone.
I thought she was voice acted here. Hear the sound of laughter, and the lady in shadow begins to speak. You do not disappoint, my chosen. Your performance has been flawless. Hope you'll continue to impress me, though you do what needs to be done in the end. Stop playing games. They do not belong to you, and neither will my victory. Sure, whatever makes you feel better about yourself. What do you want from me? Isn't it customary among mortals for a noble lady to bless her knight before the final battle? Well, why can I not do the same? Do you know what lies ahead? Better than anyone, and yet not well enough. You're about to confront the most lethal, powerful, and capable servant I've ever had. She's unmatched in her abilities, but you are her creation, her masterpiece. You are the only one who stands a chance of stopping her. The creation must surpass the creator. If you truly desire victory, why don't you join the battle yourself? Why? You're doing perfectly well on your own. Everything is going exactly as I had hoped. I have to go. In the past, you rejected my profane gift. But the situation is different now. You face a dangerous enemy. You'll need all the help you can get. So for the first time in the many ages of my existence, I offer my patronage a second time. You spurned me once, but now I'll ask you again. If you accept my power, I'll protect you during your fight against the Rila Vorlesh. If you refuse, you'll face her alone and die. What will you choose? What is a profane gift?
Every succubus can bestow her dark patronage upon whomever she likes. My magic will enter your being and enhance your already exceptional abilities. It will also allow me to watch over you and, if you are in mortal peril, help you. It will not make me your guardian demon, but you can expect to receive some aid from me. Furthermore, there is one more aspect to a profane gift. It allows the succubus to affect the mind of whoever is under her protection. You have proven to be trustworthy, and so I will not exploit this by invading your thoughts. Others, however, will not be so kind to you. If a powerful demoness charms you with her magic and grants you her profane gift, you will become her toy. A mortal can only have the patronage of one succubus, and I would rather give you mine than leave your enemies a chance to cause you harm.
I don't need your gift. You will regret your decision. In your moment of defeat, you will remember the victory that could have been yours. But your keen insight pleases me. You are defiant, headstrong, and driven, just like me. I do not yield to the power of others. I refuse to give up my independence, and it seems that you are the same. We have so much in common. Is it possible that you are more deserving of my gift than the obedient servants who subjugate themselves to my will? Yes, I think I will give you my gift after all. I've woven this wreath from the darkest, most insidious shadows of the abyss. Wear it as a sign of my respect. Articulate falls silent, but you hear a pure, clear voice, the voice of Iomedae. Her words resound in your ears like a roll of thunder. Donald, you've remained resolute against the enticements of the Lady in Shadow. You've rejected the temptations of the demonic power within you. You've remained true and loyal to the Crusade. You've accepted no gifts or favors from any of the demon rulers. I, Iomedae the Inheritor, bless you before the battle. I demand no vows and impose no oaths. They are not necessary. Our beliefs are one, and so are the reasons to fight. I have given you my blade, and I will grant you my power. May you strike down your foes without pity. Alright, so we got Darkness Caress. Its Headband of Perfection +8 allows its wearer to add their charisma bonus to all damage dealt by ranged weapons. That's unfortunate that it's ranged, but still, we'll give that to her. And Daybreak. Whenever the wielder of this +5 Holy Evil Outsider Bane Longsword lands a killing blow, all allies in a 30-foot area around the wielder gain a +1 luck bonus on attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, saves, and skill checks for 3 rounds. This effect can stack up to 3 times. Well, in that case, we'll do this. Oh yeah, well, I'm thinking
No
about it.
reason to pause.
I'm just yawning and stretching before the fight. Gotta limber up. Okay, I'm gonna call it here, and next time we march on Threshold. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.